Hey, my friends, I've got another look at a WoW map for an old classic instance that has been inexplicably refreshed as part of the Midnight Beta. And this time it's Scarlet Monastery. And so a while back, I looked at all of the models for the four wings of Scarlet Monastery and first pieced them all together to see if and how they'd actually fit, if they were one single model or structure connected to the central figure eight shaped starting room here. And as part of that exercise, we showed how that large model compared to its tiny outside world or like Eastern Kingdom's monastery building here, and how or if it would fit if the instanced version was out in the Eastern Kingdom's world. And that was cool. And then in the second part, I looked at how even though SM is four separate instance portals, the four wings are actually part of the same instance when you zone in, but spread way out very differently than that pieced together version that we first looked at. And we used coordinates and a grid system I made in Photoshop and created what I had called the air quotes real Scarlet Monastery map. And that's because when we look at the actual map for Scarlet Monastery from the game files, in all previous WoW builds, it was just shown as this big empty square. Again, until now, with the recent release of the 12.0 Midnight Beta builds, and just like with the Deadmines map, for some reason, Blizzard has refreshed or re-exported the real Scarlet Monastery instance map. And again, I was pretty happy to see that the official Blizzard version here on the left, it ended up looking very similar to the one we created using chords and Photoshops and rulers and a grid and all of that. And I actually found this in the map files after Marla Min pointed out in a recent comment that many of the maps were updated, and sure enough, they were. So in addition to the Eastern Kingdoms map that we looked at last time and all those updates and the Deadmines map, there were subtle updates or refreshes to the Naxxramas map. They changed how Stratholme is there. The Zul'Farrak instance map finally became the post-Cataclysm version with the flooded surrounding areas. RFD and RFK both got refreshes. And a bunch of other maps all suddenly had 12.0 versions in the game files where they had not been refreshed from many of the previous expansions or builds. Anyway, there is your useless WoW information for today. I always really appreciate you watching and commenting, even and especially correcting the stuff I tend to get wrong, which is unfortunately often. Anyway, thank you so much, folks. Have a great day.